We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who are trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing today? I'm Chris Phillips. I'm here with the Coach stream. Brett, say something. Check your audio is working.
Hello, welcome after a 2-week break, not including the Christmas special.
I'll be honest, man. That 2-week break was really weird last Tuesday and evening when I sat down on the sofa and my wife was going, "You're not normally here on a Tuesday. What are you doing?" I went, "Well, I decided not to do the stream this week because of your birthday, dear." Oh, okay. How you been? How's your Christmas?
Good. We chilled out over Christmas, watched Muppets Christmas Carol along with some other stuff, and then Flynn's just been chilling out, enjoying all his presents.
Awesome. So it sounds somehow like very similar to my house, just a different child's name. Of everyone just relaxing and because of being forced at home. Are you there, man? What's up?
I might have messed up a link. That's not good.
Ooh. Okay, so we've got 5 of us watching the stream so far. We're jumping between 5 and 9 here at the moment. Today we are going to be talking about the playoffs. We've got our featured game. We've got the metrics which are comparing the top decks versus to the decks we have with everyone else. We've got a few bits of news to go through, but I suppose, Brett, we should start with the most important question that everyone wants to know the answer to. Where are my decks and are they still safe and secure?
No, I set them on fire.
Phew, I was a bit worried. Wait, what?
Simple as.
Please don't set my decks on fire. I'm looking forward to getting those one day if we ever get out of tier 4. But yeah.
I don't know how you're tier 4 and I'm only tier 3.
I'm near Portsmouth and Southampton. That's the only answer for that one. So for those who aren't from the UK, Tier 4 is the strongest set of lockdown restrictions currently in the UK. So apart from taking my kids to school, I will not be leaving my house. And that may change as well. Tier 3, you can go for a walk and meet people for a walk outside. We can't even do that. So hopefully we're getting towards the end of this COVID stuff. Not though, just don't read the numbers. But on to things less political. Let's start with the news then, Brett. So we finally have this giveaway. Do you want to go through the details of the giveaway?
It's great. I messed up the link. I linked to deck rather than the stream because I'm an idiot. Because I was doing 2 things at once, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Alright, man.
People know where we are. So, yes. So, you might have seen them all over the place. Some people have been absolutely loving them. We've got a stock photo, but I also have the real things here. We have got KOTE 7 art sleeves, 100 custom dragon shields that we are going to be giving away. Yeah, nice in this secure box, far away from little hands and prying eyes. And there's no entry fee. You do not have to pay to play. This is just a way for us to engage with the community a little bit more. No, it's not a ticket. So
not quite that. What are tickets?
It's a way for us to advertise our YouTube, because we have 124 followers here, but only 40 odd on YouTube. So if you go to the Google Docs, and to enter, you put your Twitch name, you put a Patreon name if you're a Patreon tier subscriber, and you put your YouTube name. We will then double check that against our Twitch followers, our Twitch subs, our YouTube, and our Patreon, and you get entries based on what you are. So if you're a YouTube subscriber, you get 2 entries. If you're a Twitch follower, you get 1 entry. If you're a Twitch subscriber, you get 5 entries. If you're a base level Patreon subscriber, which is I believe $2, you get 2 entries. A red tier Patreon subscriber will get you 5 entries. A blue tier entry subscriber will get you 7, and the yellow tier entry will get you 10. The maximum any one person can have is 17 entries. So everyone has a chance to enter, but this is just a way for us to basically make sure everybody is following, making sure they're on the YouTube, just making sure that people are aware of everything we've got. And if you've got Amazon Prime and you haven't used your sub, you can drop it here to get extra chances to win. But yeah, we're not saying that you have to pay to play. I don't know if that actually went off, but
It did. No, it did, man. I heard it. It scared the hell out of me.
But yes, if you want to win the Saurian sleeves, fill out the Google form. Fill out the Google form with your YouTube name, with your Twitch name, and there's no limit to how many times you can enter. So if you want to make multiple YouTube and Twitch accounts, you can enter multiple times. Just make sure you're followed.
So, Brett, what you're saying is someone can go and create 30 Patreon accounts and sign up for the top tier Patreon of £10 per month, and with all 30 of them, and then they will get how many hundred entries?
Much, yes.
And we will question if we see this happening, but we won't.
I won't question it at all. Basically, I want to do more giveaways like this, but it has to be viable. So the reason that we're giving more entries to Twitch subscribers and Patreon tiers is because that brings in money, and that money can be used towards the giveaway. Because these sleeves cost me about €30,
Jesus,
and that's before taking into account how much it's going to cost me to send them out wherever in the world they end up.
And they look absolutely gorgeous, and well done to Josie for the art of these. Apart from the fact she forgot to sign them. Apart from that, they look awesome.
Yeah, and we've already got the art for KOTE ready to go. So once if this giveaway works successful, I'll get the next ones ordered. But the main idea behind this is, if the community wants more giveaways like this, then we want to make it work. We want to help you to help us to help you.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. That sounds good. So
we've already had 3 more Twitch follows, so that should be good.
That's good. So we're going to jump ahead to the second thing on these. And I've also just noticed the dates wrong on the stream today because, well, it's one of those days. So I'm sharing my screen now. So we are been working on the KOTE directory for the last week. Because I have a week off work, I decided to spend most of my time rewriting the entire KOTE directory from the ground up. I'm sure my family agree that was a good use of my time or holiday. But what we have here is it doesn't look hugely different. The key things here is we have some of the playoff data here, and we'll go through this playoff detail in more detail later. But we also now, and this is more for the future KOTE events, we now have individual group pages where you can see all of the previous rounds in one place. You can see the current standings as we could before. It's taken the work off of Simon as well to ensure that we're doing things. And here you can also see this is where you'll find the link to the KOTE giveaway. So this will be enabled tomorrow morning. I need to ask Simon to enable it tomorrow morning. And then if you want to enter the KOTE giveaway, we can go here, click on KOTE giveaway, and then that'll take you straight to that form. In here as well, we have the different results, unable to contact forms, and your cut deck pick. And I think this nicely brings us on to the cut deck pick is everyone who's in a playoff is qualifying for a cut. It is a seeded cut system. If you would like your team to drop because, hey, you're not going to win the prize, so you want to drop, that's absolutely fine. Just let us know, please.
There's no shame in dropping.
One team already has. And I fully expect to see about 20% of teams drop before the end of the cuts. Not that we want you to, but we're not going to stop it happening either, because at the end of the day, this is for fun.
Exactly.
And the cuts are now also going to be time zone based as well, so that adds a few extra challenges. But for the cuts, we are expecting everyone to say which deck they are using. So you pick your team name from the list, and then select which deck it is that your team will be using in the cut. This is not for the playoffs. For the playoffs, you use the last active deck you have. This is for every round after the playoff.
And if you lose in the qualifiers, that deck isn't eliminated.
Correct. You mean the playoffs? Yes. Yeah, playoffs or qualifiers. Yeah.
So for the qualifiers / playoffs, if your deck is eliminated, if you lose, your deck isn't eliminated, which means you can still select it moving forward. Yeah. Only in the Swiss, only the Swiss was survival. The rest is now elimination.
After the qualifier, for the next week.
Thanks for the subscribe, Jupiter. Make sure you get that form filled out so you can so you can have a chance to win these sleeves.
Yep, definitely. And finally, because of popular requests, we now actually have all the rules here as well, so it's all in one place. Now, still a little bit formatting to fix it. But on the whole, the rules are here, so they're easy to find, easy to reference. Brett, I have changed numbering here slightly, but I think they should all match up.
That's fine. I need to give it I need to give it an overhaul before KOTE anyway.
Yeah, but this is all. And then, of course, you still had the search facility we had before. So if you want to find sloppy lab work, for example, you just type the word sloppy, and here you can see this as thing we had before, which is the current matches in the current event, the decks they are using. We've added the SAS here, we've added the houses and the set. This is simply because most people were trying to get this information out. And also, that isn't a real award, that's my test data, which I'll take out. We have removed temporarily the previous events matches. These will be added back in the future. I just ran out of time to finish that piece on. Apart from that, everything here should look exactly the same. It's 100% different code, but it should look exactly the same.
It's smooth code, and we shouldn't have an issue like we had earlier in the Swiss, where loads of teams seem to have duplicate reportings.
No, that's normally the teams choosing to do duplicate recordings. Okay. But yeah, that's the teams doing it. But we have put the safety net in place for that, and also we have a safety net for other administrators getting the team name wrong when they're adding it into the videos tab. That will no longer break everything.
Who does that?
I have no idea. So if only there's more than 2 of us who had access. If only if it was one of us that was at fault, not 2. Also, we've added all the flags here.
I've just realised that I'm going to have to update this every time Screech Bombs updates the new video now as well, because they're going to do commentary for us.
Yeah, you just put the link in once, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to have to do more work now. I thought
you had to do it anyway. But that's all. So that's all the changes we were making for the KOTE directory. And we will go through the playoff results in detail as the usual point at the end. Now, I've got here talk about the playoffs for a few seconds. So we have gone through. We have only had 2 teams drop from this event, which I think is twice as many as KOTE 6 at this point. But still, 2 out of 70 odd teams is pretty impressive. Not counting the one that's going to drop in the playoffs, and that's fair enough to them. So, guys, thank you everyone for making this a success, and thank you everyone for just putting the time in. I appreciate we've had to be a little bit pushy at times and a little bit strict with the rules this time on the whole in order to get through, but it's great. We've lost 5 teams were knocked out the survival, and we will go through who they were shortly. For those of you who are saying, and I know one of you is who's watching, saying, but you had a bye. How could you have a bye in a group in a survival event? And they went, yeah, you're right. We should have had a bye. And this is why we're adapting this going forward. That we are from KOTE 8. We are going to be having round robin and no buys other than everyone will get a buy as we do round robbing it across the groups.
We want to remove that advantage, so everyone will play against everybody. I think that's going to be really helpful, especially with the format for KOTE 8. It's serendipitous that we've got KOTE 8's got a format which will actually benefit from a round robin system as well. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we spent a long time discussing this, at least 5 minutes. So we have thought about it this time. No, this is say the format is all Brett's and then me slightly tweaking it in a direction so I can at least say I made an impact.
But it's not mine. We asked the community what they wanted. I went to the admins. We all had a chat, and then we came up with the best way.
Yeah. So the playoffs,
and it seems to be that's the correct thing to do because the KFPL are doing the same thing. They're going to round robin as well.
Cool. And hi, not tonight. Good to see you there. And yeah, glad you agree with the round robin. Zug. Reason we adopted it too. Awesome, man. Awesome. So
hey, not tonight. Get yourselves in on the giveaway. Get those lovely Saurian sleeves.
Yep. Please. And I will check before the end of the stream how many people have entered. And I will crucify everyone, all 20 of you who are watching who haven't entered. By that I mean make nothing. So
and just to be we going back to the giveaway for a second. Admins can't win it. So just because I've got 2 accounts that both subscribed, I can't win.
And also just because I'm the one doing the draw, I can't win. I feel I'd add that one in there too. But we'll be doing
we can't win it.
And the draw will be done in 2 weeks today.
Yeah, Chris wanted to give the top 8 a bit more flavour, so we're going to be doing it on the maths 9th,
11th,
11th. What? 12th?
No, 12th.
2 weeks today, sometime in January.
Yeah, 2 weeks today. Second Tuesday of the year. So we also have a load of new events, Brett. Do you want to go through all the new events? Do you want me to jump straight to the video, or?
No. So we'll quickly go through it in this situation. Now, yeah, the 9th's good. That's why I had the 9th on the mind, because the 9th is the KPL tournament. It's single. KFPL are doing a single adaptive cash tournament a week on Saturday. Jupiter, if you get us like a little video made up, or if you want to use the video you've got, we can put it next week. But this is part of what we're going to try and do as part of the coach show. Go to other regular events, go to other tournaments and people that are running events and advertise them. Go through their standings, go through what they're doing, and just go basically highlight the people in the community that are running events if they want us to highlight it for them. And the first one we're going to go with is a really interesting format for that I've even made quickly as of yesterday. Made us a nice quick video for what's called the Champion of the Crucible events. And if we can cut to the video, I'll let Cloggins.
Welcome to the Society of Logic and Reason's weekly segment. This past week, the Solar community started a new league called the Champion of the Crucible. Here's a brief summary on how it works. Players select a deck and attempt to climb through the ranks to become the Champion of the Crucible. But players must choose wisely. If they lose a match, their deck will be banned from the league and they will be forced to start back at square one, both in rank and deck. This inaugural week saw the introduction of 3 competitors known in the Keyforge community as Medaps, Cloggin, and Zinzik. The highlight for this week was our first league match, and that was between Medaps and Zinzik. Medaps used the Orange Hendrik of Chaos, but his playstyle and Amber control was anything but chaos. In the early turns, Medaps threatened Zinzik's pile of Ember and Sanity with some deceiving shadows and disc calls, sneakily giving Zinzik confidence and Ember that Medaps planned to steal in later turns. Zinzik's no fool and quickly rebuked Medaps' attempts to control the game by leading with a strong Untamed and Sanctum response, driving up key costs and forcing Medaps into some small-time plays. The game raged on for 6 turns before the first key was forged, and from there, the floodgates were open. Medaps kept Zinzik just within forging reach for another couple of turns while Medaps stole, captured, and wholly out-of-house plays Batman to keep their Ember machine earning and Zinzik's Ember pile smoldering. In the end, Medaps didn't wait for enough Ember to forge their 3rd key. They went right for the ultimate sacrifice, to the Obsidian Forge. With Medaps' pawns eliminated and the board wiped, they forged their 3rd key and GG'd their way up the ranks of the Champion of the Crucible League. After additional games among the Solar community, this week's rankings have MedApps donning the crown of the Champion of the Crucible. If you'd like to join the Champion of the Crucible League, head over to the Solar community on their Discord server. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
I mean, that sounds brilliant. I mean, this is the sort of event that will work, I think, really, really well with the Keyforge format.
Definitely.
I mean,
So it's just a rolling tournament where people can jump into this server, challenge people of their rank, climb up the ranks, and claim the crown as Champion of the Crucible in the Solar discard. And one loss slips you right down to the bottom. And I was talking about it with some other people in the community, and straight away, Slogans was in that chat, was it back in that server before I'd even finished going through the thing. He was like, boom, yes, I won in that tournament, because if there's a Keyforge tournament, you can guarantee Slogans is there.
Oh god, yeah. And the only question I have is, what's the rule about deck ownership? Do you have to own the deck, or can you net deck it, or how they're handling that?
Pass. Hopefully, one of these guys are here, but I'd imagine it would be an honor system that you would own the deck you're playing.
Yeah. And to go to Jupiter's point there, Kiwi is the online champ. We would say KVL is the Premier League champion.
Isn't Kiwi part of Hamburg Atlanteans too, so he's also our champion?
Yes, in fact, if he goes and enters in that, then he'll have the triple, as they say in football, I suppose, or soccer, as for those who don't speak properly. So yeah, let's get him get the triple. He's a beast. He's a beast mode. Yeah, I mean,
he can go for the triple crown.
Oh, definitely. So what? Any other events that you want to bring up today? We've got the AC. Steel Survival,
so,
Archon's Corner.
Archon's Corner are doing a double sealed survival event. It's a $30 entry. It's happening at 12 p.m. CST on Saturday, the 2nd of January. And basically, they were pimping it out on Discord. I asked if they wanted us to do it on here. Dr. Sheep is part of Team SAS, who are playing in here, so we're always happy to help out the community. If you want the Solar discard, you just have to type out Solar. Boom, done.
And just said CST, for those who care, I think it's 6 hours behind us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so it would be about 6 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. CEST, or 7 p.m. European Standard Time.
Yeah.
And basically, it's $30. You get 2 decks. There's prize support, I believe, and you just basically keep playing until you run out of both of those decks.
I may actually play, because I have a free Saturday night, and it's...
Well, got the links there. You get 2 decks. It does seem really good. If I've got time, I'll jump in, but Saturday and Sundays are usually my editing days.
That's fine. The feature game won't play till Monday next week, I'm sure, man, just to allow you to play.
And the last people to talk about are the Final Swindle. They are running bi-weekly events, and by that I mean they're running an event every 2 weeks. Oh, sorry, Ugluk is saying that you get 3 decks, not 2.
Awesome. As it's dual survival or try survival.
$30, you're getting 3 decks, and you're playing until you run out of all 3 decks. So you're guaranteed to at least play 3 rounds.
Awesome.
Chris's case somehow only played 2 rounds.
I'll get the buy and lose it.
Oh, you choose to.
You choose to.
There we go. Ugluk's got the correct information. My head's a little... It's 2 deck survival, but you get 3 decks. That makes no sense. Speaking of UGL UK 4242, so the Swindle events are run every Sunday at 2 p.m. EST. The format's changed. The latest one they did was a short adaptive in preparation for the KFPL's short adaptive qualifier. Karen and the Swindle team usually go to the community asking what kind of formats they want to do, and the current winner of that event was Mr. UGL UK
Ugluk 4242. Ugluk 4242.
4242. Who was playing this lovely deck? A Shadow Star Alliance Untamed Mass Mutation. Apparently it was a really good game. It was very strong, and basically every 2 weeks the Swindle are going to be running these events, and we're going to hopefully get a little bit more coverage on that. But if you want to do that, jump into the Final Swindle Discord, and if you ever come across the final swindle as part of the KOTE events, they'll also invite you to that as well. If you are a tournament runner, if you want to get involved in this, if you want to be part of, if you're running events and you want those to go through them, or if you just want to make those to go through them, or if you want to make a video like Cloggins and Zen did, we're happy to do it. We're happy to promote out the community.
Yep. It doesn't just have to be worldwide events. It could be local events if you want. If it's a regular league type thing, we will happily go through your results stage of the league. I mean, we've got to keep it down to 5-10 minutes. We can't do the 3 hours that we seem to do for ourselves. But we will happily go through anything else. Just we want to get as much publicity across as much of the community as possible.
1 or 2 minutes, like what we saw with the Cloggins one, would be brilliant.
So yeah. So guys, that takes us nicely over to the last piece of news we have, and I failed miserably to get any information on this because I ran out of time. Is there's going to be a Keyforge novel, or is that first novel or the second novel of the Keyforge universe?
It's a continuation because there's been Tales of the Crucible and other things along the lines.
Yeah.
But there's another Keyforge lore novel coming out in the next couple of months. It was shared by the Steel City Snufflegators Pete in the Keyforge group. We just weren't able to get the information quickly enough to show on stream.
Nope, damn audio issues. But yeah, that's it. So we're now going to move on to our regular slot of where we go through the metrics that have kindly
and Jupiter's saying that there's another art book coming as well.
Oh, awesome! I wasn't aware of that. That's good to hear. So we're now going to move on to our regular weekly thing where we go through some of the statistics and metrics from the KOTE event. We have Litops from Baguettes and Chips has done an amazing job this week of putting this information together.
Hopefully, the extension's going to work so we can actually do it as a quiz.
Oh yes, with a couple of pages of quiz at the end.
Don't forget about that.
Oh no, I had. I'll try not to forget again. So and also, hopefully, we'll get it right this time and be able to read it. Yeah. So, what he's done here is he's taken the averages from all the decks in KOTE 7, in the KOTE 7 column, and then he's taken the averages for the top 24 the decks from the top 24 teams, and done the equivalent averages here, just so he can see the differences. And here we can see that the SAS obviously is higher in the deck, in the winning deck. So, anyone who says that SAS makes no difference, we all know that's SAS is not the be-all and end-all, but SAS is a massive way of quickly getting an idea if a deck is good enough for 90% of the cases. And here we can see that the top decks are a couple of percent higher than the next set down. AREC has also increased by realistically a similar amount, which is what we would expect to see. But apart from that, there's nothing too surprising. And though some of the differences look big, I don't think there's any of the averages are that much bigger in the top deck, really, than the basic set. I mean, what are your thoughts, Brett, looking at this?
It's quite small for me, but yes, no, I've just made it bigger. It's kind of what you expect. Essentially, the SAS system isn't perfect, but as we can see here, Amber is important. The synergy of the cards, the Amber control, creature control is the main thing is the effective power. So basically, not having the biggest creatures isn't always an advantage.
Generally, was a disadvantage from what we've seen in this event thus far. So moving on, the expansion win rates and is on the whole, mass mutation won 31% of the games mass mutation play are winners, but it's only of the top decks, only 31 of the games have been won, so it's 25%. So overall, the top decks lose more mass mutation than the rest of the event. COTA is still the preferred set, but Worlds Collide has near enough the same, or exactly the same share of decks itself.
In that situation, though, it could also be that a lot of people are holding back because you got to think these are of the remaining decks.
Oh no, this is all the deck. Oh yeah, of course, this is the decks that have played. Yes.
So, yeah, from between KOTE 7 and top will be the remaining deck. So a lot of people might be holding their Worlds Collide, their Call the Archons, their Age of Ascension for the top cut and using mass mutation early because they might have good mass mutations, but they're more familiar with the older sets.
Exactly, and that's what I mean is you know what a good COTA deck is. You know what a good World Supplies get. Mass Mutation, we're still feeling out. There's been a lot of events since it came out, but because most of the world hasn't been able to play in real life, we've not really had the same level of experience or practice with those same decks.
The world went into lockdown shortly after Worlds Collide came out, and Mass Mutation came out during lockdown, so we've not really had the same number of Vault Tours, Primes, Grand Championships.
Or none, to be exact. Pretty much none, to be exact. So the house performances, now this I find fascinating. Now the numbers here are so close that this is almost, I would say, within the margin of errors. I mean, there's no standout massive difference here. But I still find it interesting is Logos and Dis being the two most prominent houses across all the decks have slightly less representation in the top cut. Now again, this is less than 1%, so I'd say this is in with the margin. Anyone's margin of error here would dismiss this, but it is still interesting to see that there is more Star Alliance Untamed and Sanctum in the top set of decks over the others.
The Shadow being 1.2% down is a big shock, but you've got to remember Mass Mutations Worlds Collide have got a lot more anti-steal, so those decks might have suffered a lot throughout that. But when we were going through the initial houses, I did say it's quite surprising to see there's not as much Untamed. And now we're moving into the top cut and the number of Untamed has increased.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the slide that I just was blown away by completely.
Yeah, this one sort of blew your mind.
So, I mean, I'm just going to go through the highlights here. We're not going to walk through all this. But things like Shula. So this shows you the top 20 most common cards in the top cut. And the evolution column shows it where is this ranking, how has this ranking changed from all the decks in the event to just the top 24 teams decks. So this goes from, God knows, a few hundred decks down to just 100 decks. You're seeing Shula has jumped up from 19th to 5th. Now, Shula, if I remember correctly, that is on play, steal 4 from your opponent, or steal 2 from your opponent.
Oh my god, if it was steal 4 from your opponent, my god. Yes.
Yeah, I said the wrong words. It's still
5 power disc creature. Play if your opponent has 4 or more amber steal 1.
2. Still 1. Oh, my bad. Yeah, but yeah, same principle. And that's gonna. I mean, it's not a bad card. Don't get me wrong, but going from 19th to 5th.
But with Arise, Hysteria, Exhume.
There's lots of ways of replaying it.
There's a good synergies with Shula, and I can understand some of the best decks having it.
Yeah. Tribute, great card. Not surprised to see that increase by 8 places. Tactile Vapors, great card. Not to see that. Graft, I'm actually surprised it's only gone up 18 places. I'm still surprised that's not higher, to be clear.
I'm surprised that TMTP didn't get much higher.
It went up 19, yes.
Yeah, but it didn't take over Graft. It's showing that more people are more willing to take Graft than they are TMTP.
I would say so. But Positron Bolt going up 26 places. I mean, it's not a bad
really
card.
You were really caught out by that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a really good card. It's nothing special, I'd argue. But going up 26 places?
In the ideal world, it's a free creature removal, 1 Amber Pip card. It's really good, especially when you take into account the small creatures to Mass Mutation. When you take into account cards like Duskwitch are usually kept on a flank, will have to be kept on a flank. So it's good. It's good spot removal. It does a lot of extra damage, and it has synergies with things like Finishing Blow, Anomaly Exploiter, Curse of Vitality. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, there's all the good, but it's a good filler card. So I look at it. It's not a we'll base our deck around that card sort of position. But where some of the other ones here, I expect to see more. But then if we go down, jumps down to Red Alert. Red Alert's going up 33 places. Yeah, that's a lot. I'm surprised it's quite that many, but it's an awesome card, especially when you're playing against creature-heavy decks. I'm not too surprised to see that, but yeah. But then we go to the big losers at the bottom. Ludo has gone down 31 places. Rad Penny has gone down 44 places. Now,
and Dust Pimp's gone down 11.
Yeah, I'm less fussed by Dust Pimp. Because I think Dust Pimp's overrated. Now, you think Rad Penny's overrated, and I think Rad Penny's... yeah. You go for it, man.
Yeah, Jupiter's literally said Rad Penny's overrated. I think Rad Penny's overrated. Jupiter, you've now angered Jupiter because he loves his Dust Pimp. He has a deck with triple Dust Pimp and a lot of recursion. But
Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad card, but I wouldn't say it's a filler card rather than.
I think Rad Penny would have been a lot better if it had been more along the lines of Boniffing instead of just Steel 1.
Yeah.
But it would have also been a lot more powerful. But the fact is, it's play Steel 1. There's lots of anti-Steel on there, and then it gets shut, and it's a 1-power creature that gets shuffled back into your deck, which means a lot of people can hover around not shuffling back their decks to keep doing this Steel 1. If you've got multiple, then yeah, it can be really good. Or if they've got extra enhancements like a Q-Mech, can be really good. But if I'm looking at a deck and I see one that's got 3 free Rad Pennies, and I see one that's got 3 Q-Mechs, I'm taking the Q-Mech.
Oh yeah, we're all taking a Q-Mech. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Draw a card is better than Steel 1 Amber.
Correct. But the other one here is Ludo being -31. Ludo's, for those who aren't aware, is give all friendly creatures undestroyed, move all amber of this creature off to the common pool.
Oh yeah, yes, Ludo is an insanely powerful card, but it needs protecting. It's an insta threat card that basically can get dealt with quite easily, but it's also a common card, so you can find it in
most decks, most Sora decks in Mass Mutation.
Yeah, that's literally what Jupiter said. People are learning to kill him. It's essentially, you see Ludo, you kill Ludo, and your opponent's strategy can go right out the window. Especially with Mass Mutation, where Saurians have become a lot more exalted heavy with creatures like Faust, and they've got some decent abilities for their exalt. But if you can't protect the Ludo, that is a lot of amber your opponents just sat there waiting for.
No, you're right. You're completely right. So, moving on to the rares and specials. KOTE Dis has got plus 14 places. Sensor Brachus has gone plus 12. I don't think any of this is really a surprise to anyone. Eaton's Jar plus 8. But the thing about this issue is 5 out of 6 Dark Amber Vaults are in the top cut. Top
Dark
playoffs.
Amber Vault is an insane card if you've got enough mutants.
I know, yeah. I don't own one actually yet. I'm hoping to get one soon. There's still only one Sin deck, but I think there's only 2 Sin decks in the entire event, so that's not too surprising. There's 3 Diantic creatures, and I think they're all Ultra Gravitons.
And Ultra Gravitron dropped a lot.
Yeah, 50 places. And 2 of 3 Mega Groats are in the top cut.
Go Grok!
So, I know we keep sort of saying Brockner. It's
That's
always
it.
what
That's
it's
if
paired
they get-
with.
That's if they get selected. I don't want people going, I didn't see a single Mega Grok in the top cut. It's like, they might not have got selected to be played.
That is true. So we've lost 5 teams here, and now I'm going to be asked which ones we've lost. We've watched Too Many to Protect. We've lost the Argentina team, Forja Cardio. We've lost... My mind has gone blank right now. Do you have the list I gave you, Brett, to hand? We lost 3 other teams. We've lost 3 other teams, and these are ones that knocked out in the survival stage. There's 594 decks left, including duplicates. So it's still not a small event. And Worlds Collide is generally the deck that I've seen win the majority of their games. 30% of the decks left are Worlds Collide.
But there's still over a third of the AOA decks.
Yeah. So, ready for this week's quick fire quiz?
Yes, 30 seconds on the clock. Let's get this going. Go to start quiz.
So, the best dealer, is it Noddy the Thief, Pit
Hold
Demon?
on.
It's on the screen.
The quiz kit was just been a bit slow.
Well,
Sending rules to players. Yeah, the players need to be informed of the rules.
there's rules.
Oh, it's snowing for the quiz kit. Oh, that's cool.
As long as it's not snowing here, I'm happy.
So, it's counting down now. 20 seconds.
So
Basically,
the best dealer is Noddy the Thief, Pit Demon, or Yancey Gang.
the quicker you answer, the more points you get, and we'll find out at the end who's got the most points.
in between each question, I believe. I'm just trying to work out how to do it on my phone. Let me know when you're ready, Brett, because I can't see the...
Try it, but there you go. So reveal the answer. Pete Demon and only 2 people taking part, and they both got it right. Ooh, nice.
So, just to Gabriel Olivia live, we are going to be doing it in Anki for Premier League. We're going to use it through the quiz kit this time. Don't feel you have to put it into the chat. So moving on to the next. Keeping your cards with lab work, sloppy lab work, telltale vapors, or hidden stash. Who is the best? Is it best to keep your cards?
Archiving, yes. Well, what's the most popular archiving? Go on, what's the best could be a little bit.
3, most common.
1.
Good.
We're like 3 seconds, a few seconds behind. That's all. Speaking of which, when we're going through the video, you need to share your screen because doing it from the stream makes it can be a bit weird.
Okay, we can see what we can do. I just don't know if I do it while keeping. I'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Quiz kit. I found how I can do.
4 went to Telltale Vapors, 2 went to Sloppy Labwork, but the most popular card for archiving is Labwork. It showed up the most.
And that's correct. Labwork is just, in terms of the 107 decks have won with Labwork, whereas only 67 have won with Sloppy Labwork.
Moving on to the next question. Go.
Oh,
Sloppy
sorry.
is probably better. Which is the most popular key cheats that out of the 4 that are here? Key Charge, Chota, Obsidian Forge, and Key Frog. Sloppy Labwork is definitely better with things like autoencoder, but as Not Tonight pointed out, Labwork is a common.
Yep.
I'd have thought Key Frog, but once it comes up,
Are we ready then?
it's Chota Hazri. 3 people got Chota Hazri. Key Charge was for 2, and Obsidian Forge and Key Frog got 1. I was talking about this with Chris before, and I want to see how many people got a Colosseum win.
Yeah.
A Might Makes Right win. I want to see those wins.
Yeah. Right. Ready for the next
moving on
question?
to the next question. Yep, go.
Libraries are open. Library of Babel, Library of Damned, and Library of Polisaurus. Which one is the greater proportion of wins versus losses? Libraries are open. Library of Babel, Library of the Damned, and Library of Polisaurus. Which ones are most common? Have won more than they've lost, or proportionally won more than they've lost?
Library of Babylon is not an actual card.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Library of Babylon's probably on its way. This is true.
Just to spite you now for saying that.
Okay, and let's reveal the answer.
The answer
7
is
people in Library of Damned, and I'd have gone Library of Damned. I love Library of Damned, but actually the most decks are carrying Library of Polisaurus.
yep. 18 to 14 though. There was an awful lot of
Get
decks.
the next one.
The best skirmisher: Kixo the Adventurer, Macca's Asp, Munchling, or Explorer Rover.
Again, not best, most common within the within.
Proportionally, which has won the most games?
Yeah, proportionally, which has been in the decks that's won the most. And given Quicksilver Massive Ass reprints, it could from like multiple sets, could be any of them.
Well, again, it's proportionally, so yeah. So if there's only one of them and it won and never lost,
That's true. It's won 100% of games because there's only one copy of it being played. 5 people went for Quicksilver, which would make the most sense, but no, it's Explorer Rover,
Yep.
Munchling, and Massive Asp, and Explorer all got 1 vote.
Fascinating. Right, on to the last question.
Oh, my Ask and Speed Sigil sounds so much fun.
Oh God. Control the Weak versus Mark of Dis. Control the Weak or Mark of Dis?
This one only had 2, so I had to fill in some answers, which are Mark the Weak and just give away the sleeves already.
So I know what I'm going to guess on this one. I don't actually remember what the answer is, though. If I squint, I can probably see it. Yeah, I'll get this right.
I thought that was just a funny thing to add.
It was. Let's see if it gets right.
Not tonight, coming in with Control the Week. Yeah, I mean, you can get a lot more copies of Control the Week in a deck than I've not seen a 5 mark of this deck yet.
I've seen a 3 though. I'm pretty sure I played against the 3.
4 people voted Mark of Dis. 4 people voted Control the Week.
And the answer
Control
was
the Week
but it was pretty close, 56 to 54%. I mean, less decks
Now-
actually won with Control of the Week, but more Mark Dis lost.
Let's
So-
reveal the final results. Not tonight. Who is the only person that has got it confirmed, got on there? So not tonight. The current KOTE quiz champion, retaining their semi-title here. And
Well done.
confetti for all.
And good to see that at least one other person was positive.
Yeah, one of the person got positive. Everybody else got negative. We'll be getting that money from you later on.
Mine is how depressing, yeah. Trust me, Ugluff, when we did the last quiz, when we practiced it, I think I was on a minus 175,000 in it was 10 questions, not 6.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
Brett,
a lot of fun.
it's always fun, definitely. So, thanks again as ever, to the Baguette and Chips guys, or Baguette and Switch guys, and also thanks to the Dex Keyforce guys. Without them, none of this analysis would be possible.
Yes.
It's the great work from the community that makes all this happen.
This
and
is a bit of a weird one for them, though.
In what way?
Well, so can't touch this. I do in the deck analysis for Les Pro, which I found out means the pairs. So versus can't touch this the urchins. They're reviewing their own matchup.
Oh, I'm glad to see that we thought about this before we did it. Right, let's.
They tried to get the other team, the Wolves, to do it, but with it being the holidays, they couldn't get them in time to actually go over it. Mr. Kong, no, you did not win this one. We finally got the quiz stuff working, but I'm sure you can come back next week and do it. But if you want a chance to win those lovely Saurian sleeves,
You really are pimping this one hard, man. You really are.
I'm pimping this out because if I don't pimp it out, I'm going to keep them for myself because they're sat on my desk and they look so damn good. Look at that.
Awesome. Right, let's move on to the featured game as we're slightly behind today. It's going to be a long stream.
I love it.
So, moving on, guys.
So it's the pairs versus the